Hello and welcome fellow bug bounters and penetration testers. Today I'm going to show you how you can automate your recon process and get the absolute perfect results as if you did it manually. This tool is going to save you a ton of time and is going to find you a lot of stuff. Without much ado, let's take our browsers and type this. You're going to use the Arson framework designed by Arson, and this framework is based on the Jason Haddix methodology for bug bounty version 4. Let's go and type Arson framework and add GitHub. So there are two versions to this. The current version is the version 2. Make sure you select version 2, V2, click on it. I'm on Windows, and so I'm going to use the Windows format. If you're on Mac OS or you are on Linux, make sure you go down here and find the steps. All credit to these guys, Charlie. They've made it absolutely amazing. So these are the steps to download and install for Windows. I'm going to follow the steps, and these are the steps for you to install it on a Mac, and this is the step for you to get it on your Linux box. So whatever your version is or whatever your operating system is, they've got you sorted. All you have to do is to ensure that you have Docker installed on your machine. I'm using Windows and I have Docker desktop installed, so I'm covered. Okay, let's go up, copy this command, open PowerShell, Now to make sure that you have Docker installed, just type docker -- version, press enter. Yes, I have Docker installed. Okay, so now I'll paste my command in here, then I'll press enter. I'll go back to fetch the next command. Once it's done, I'll paste the next command. So I'm going to pause the video here until it's done, then I'll paste the next command. Okay, so it's done running. I'm going to paste the next command, press enter. If you were using Linux, you would use terminal to do this. Guys, this tool is just amazing. I used it for my bug bounty and it has increased my earnings because it's able to find endpoints that you might not have looked at. It is able to give you screenshots in the shortest possible time. It's able to get you results that is easy to understand, even for beginners. So let's fetch the next. Okay. Simply go fetch it. Just come and paste it. Okay. Now this is the row to install it. So paste. It's going to, because I've not run this command before, it's going to pull down all the data, download it, install it, and by the time it's done, it's going to start running for me. So it's going to take a while, between 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the internet speed that you have. Make sure you have a very good internet. So it's done downloading for some and it's pulling, and you can see that most of them have completed pulling. Just a few to go. Great. So now it begins installing all the tools that you require for the framework to actually give you the best results. It's going to take a while. So I'm going to pause the video here until it is all done. Then I'll come back and continue. Please stay tuned as we wait for the tool to complete its download and installation. Okay, so our tool is done installing, and so all we have to do is just copy this URL, copy it, then come to your browser. I'm going to just type it out, localhosts, and then port 3000. Press enter. Yes, so this is it. Now, you can either add, we're going to create a scope target, or we can upload configuration. I'm going to just simply go to create target. If it is a company name that you want to input here, just put it there. But I'm going to go for wildcard. Wildcard is used when you know the URL and you want to find other information about other domains, other subdomain, and a lot of information about the company. So what I'm going to do now is just say star. I'm going to use tesla.com, for example, and then I'll click on let's hack. If it was company, I'll simply click on company and then type tesla.com. But I'm picking wildcard, which will help me in my quest for now. I'm going to use the other alternatives too. If it's just a single domain like tesla.com / something, you can use the URL. But this, let's go forward. Wildcard. Yes, so now we can select active targets here. If you have more than one target, you select the active target. Now let's start this process. So we are just going to click on auto scan and we leave it to complete. It's going to populate all this information, the subdomains, the cloud domains. It's going to use Ars0n. And the amazing thing about this tool is that it's not just automating it for you, it's helping you to understand why you're doing what you're doing and how you can learn along. So that if you wanted to even go manually and use these tools to see whether you get the same results, you can check it out. So every section has help me learn. So you click on it and it's telling you why you are doing Ars0n. And this is all based on Jason Haddix framework or methodology for bug bounty version 4. It's one of the best. You can check it up. Jason Haddix methodology for bug bounty for everything. So it's going to the scan is going to populate all these things. We don't have to run it in manually. If you wanted to, you could have simply come here and run the tools manually. Let's wait for it to complete and then we will come back. But whilst we are waiting for it to complete, so we have, let me introduce you to the tools. Some will gather subdomain, some will gather information about the company or the profile of the company. So we have a mass enumerator, and it's going to do a lot of deep search and give you so much results, including the infrastructure that the application or the bug bounty program is hosted on. You also have subdomain tools that's going to help you find all the subdomains, including the ones that have been discontinued. That's why we have GAU and other people here. GAU, GAU. It is also going to help you now consolidate all these subdomains. So when these tools find the subdomains, it is going to help you find the unique subdomains. And when we are done, we are going to click on HTTPS scan. That is going to help us to be able to find out of the unique subdomains, the ones that are live, and it will be shown here. Okay, then we can also brute force and find other subdomains using the shuffle DNS and then the CEWL tool. Remember, most of these tools are coming from ProjectDiscovery and they are so amazing, the results they give you. So when all this is also done, it will also consolidate the subdomains again and give you the live web service. When you're done, that's not all. Usually, JavaScript files contain juicy information. I mean, juicy information. It contains so much that sometimes we don't see. And we have two tools here that's going to find them. It's going to go through all the JavaScript links and files, and it's going to find other URLs found within these JavaScript files, and that's GoSpider and Subdominizer. So if you didn't know anything and you are an absolute beginner, you just allow the tool to run, and it will do all this for you in an automated fashion. Okay, then you come to the decision point. This is where you are given a more understandable output. When it is done, it's going to take screenshots, and so you can view the screenshots, and then you also try to see the metadata, view metadata here. I mean, this is just amazing. This tool is just amazing. We're going to go through all this and we'll see what happens after that. My favorite part is the ROI report, which is going to summarize all that I have found in a very simple and easy to understand manner. Let me go up quickly. And whilst this is running, let me add another target. This time the same, okay, I'll have to wait for it to finish, or I'll have to pause it. So let's pause it because it's going to take a while. And then let's see if we can add a scope target. We are not able to. Okay, so we'll have to let it complete, then we do that. So resume. Let me also open a new tab with the same IP, localhost. I'm opening a new tab. Okay, so from here I can add a new target. So this is the trick. You can let this run, and then you open a new tab in the browser, go to add scope target. This time you're going to pick company, and all we have to do, it says example, is just to type Google. So let's use Tesla, and then click on let's hack. The tools here will be a bit different because this time around it is going to be the company name. So I'm going to select the target. The target is the company. The first one, the target was the wildcard. Let me go for Tesla. Notice the difference in how I type the names. If it's a company, just the company name. If it is the wildcard, we have to type the URL of the company, the website link for the company. But you start with star or asterisk dot, then you add the company URL. So the company URL for Tesla is tesla.com. But before I type this, I have to make sure I add star dot so that I can use it here in the first one. That is the wildcard. So to do anything wildcard, you have to start with. So they've given you an example here, but because the second one we are doing is just the company. Okay. So other amazing part about this tool is that you're able to add APIs. You're able to proxy your request through BEP. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. You can just go to the tools and utilities. If there are APIs you want to populate, you can just populate it. You can also populate URLs. And in this case, this is the settings for BEP proxy. You can save it. And if you ever want to send this request to BEP, you simply have to copy paste, save this, copy paste the things that were there, the URLs. You can verify. Let me do that for you to see. So I can simply copy. Let's go to scan results. Copy all the domains, click on it to copy. Then I would come to this. Now paste it here. Paste all the URLs. Then I'll verify the list. Click on verify. Yes. It's verified all of them successfully. Now you can just click on populate, and it's going to send all these URLs to your web suite where you can do your further testing. Another way to add APIs is to go to the settings, and you can increase the rate limits for AMAS. You can increase the HTTPS. You can increase the limits for them. But to add keys, API keys for Shodan and for other tools like Census, just come to API keys and then you select the tool. So this is Census, then the key name, and then you put the ID that was given and then the secret. The same way for security trails or trials, however they pronounce it, you just put the key name and then you enter the API key that was given. When you do this, it is able to use your security trails API to find more information than you would have gotten out of the default configuration. Make sure you check these things out and it's going to help you. Now let's continue with our video. There are other tools that you could have added, like the AI API tool. Some of these are still in development, so I don't know whether they will actually function, but you can check them out. You can make other configurations here. Let's now go back to our video and continue as we wait for the results to complete. Now, you see that the tools here are different from the ones in here. The ones in here start with enumeration, AMAS enumeration, sublister, and all that. But when you go for the company profile, it is going to use the Intel feature in AMAS to find you the ASN, the IPs, the whatever, all the information that you need to know about the company. So just click on scan. Whilst it's running, you can also use MetaBigor, which is a very great OSINT tool on the internet. You can use it to also scan for the ASN IP ranges. When it's done, we would now come here and do a lot of information and gather a lot of information about the live web servers. We also get to do Google docking. For Google docking, we'll have to do it manually. We will also check for the subdomains using CRT. We can also do a reverse whois manually, and then there are other tools here that we can run, like security trails and Census and Shodan. Is showing that these tools are paid. So for Shodan and for Census, they are paid tools, or you have to get an API from them, from Census and Shodan. Include it in this application, and you are good to go. Okay. So whilst it's gathering the information, I'm going to wait. Let me go back to the first scan, which was on the wildcard. It's trying to get as much information as possible. Let's see how far with the wildcard. Okay, still 3%. So I'm going to pause the video. When there's any updates, I'll give it to you. Remember, this is just so amazing. This tool has everything you need to start Ars0n and Recon on any bug bounty target or any penetration testing target. So now the MetaBigor has completed its scan. However, the AMAS Intel seem not to give me anything. So I'm going to go for the next stage, which is you can come to trim network ranges, select what you want. So if you wanted to, this is the output from MetaBigor. If you wanted to take any of these things out, maybe it's out of scope, or you think that you should not be checking that because it was a false positive, you can simply select and then take it off. Same way, if the AMAS Intel gave us output, you could have done same here. But I want all of it to be within, so I'll just click on consolidate to get more information about this. So it's told me that there are 21 network ranges. I can perform an IP and port scan on them by just clicking. And when it's done, you can gather metadata information and check the results. Okay. Now, if we go down to the CRT, gave us, wow, 627 domains. And these are all domains that are probably hosted by Tesla. So you have Tesla Motors, Academy of Tesla Motors. Okay, we have all these things, cloud infrastructure. Okay, so it's because it's running other tools, so I think it took my results off. Yep, so these are all Tesla domains. These are all Tesla domains. If you find any false positive, you take it off. But if they are all right, you can now copy all the domains, but and put it in a TXT file. But one thing you can also do with this tool is to do Google docking. Okay. You can show the out. It will show the output on the right hand side, or it will open as a new tab within your browser. So let's start. So you want to check direct domain patterns, whether there's a .com, there's a .net, there's a .org. Just click on this and it loads it for you, simply doing a Google docking for you based on what you want. So it wants to see if there's a tesla.org. So far I'm not sure. You can close it. You can check whether there's an IO. Okay, you can also check whether there are other things. But look here, there's this subdomain part of Google docking that you can also check. So check for other subdomains using Google docking. So this is basically showing us service.tesla, shop.tesla, ir.tesla, and a lot more subdomains. So if you're a beginner and you didn't even know what to do, this tool is showing you what you could have done with Google docking. And this is not all. There are other things that you can find. So you can do company plus domain. So tesladomain.com. These are all Google docking that you can do. You can also pick them and manually do them and see the output. If you didn't want it to open a new tab in your browser, you simply have to click on load and you'll be good to go. So if you want to find out press releases and all that, let's click on load and it's going to show up in our, yes, so this is it. You can easily scroll. These are all press releases from Tesla. Want to find out more about their SSL certificate and their DNS records, we can click on load. And yes, it tells us what we are looking at. Okay, so there's also the Google docking that is using. So Tesla DNS record, we can check it out. Okay, so this is an amazing tool with all these things in there. If there were a German, if you wanted to find if there were German domains for Tesla, you can check it up here and see. If there were European domains for Tesla, you can check it up. Great. So it comes to now finding documents. One document that I usually try to find when I'm doing Google docking are Excel files, because usually they contain credentials. Most of the ones that I've seen contain credentials, so I try to check it up to see if there are any credentials in there and from Tesla. So I think we can see a few XLS files, that's Excel files. You can take a look at them. Another document you can look for is a PDF. You can check it up. So these are PDFs, reports and all that. And then you can check out their annual reports. And these are all at the click of a button. Who owns Tesla and all that. Okay. Let me move away from the manual Google docking. You can also do manual who is search. So you click on manual. Then you click on either OpenView DNS, which is a great tool on the internet, or WhoXZ, which is also perfect for these things. Or you can add any discovered domain that you found from your Google docking or from the ones up there, the ones that you could have copied, and just paste it here. And it's going to try and search who is that person for you. So let's say tesla.com. Add the domain, and then you can do whatever, so you can check the results and all that. Okay, So now I'm trying to see if it's done. Yep. So see the results. I'm trying to see the results. So there's the results from. So this is from Mars Intel and Bigor. This is from Meta Bigor, and you see. Okay, great. So discovered IPs, the IPs that were discovered. I've not checked for live web servers, so it's 0. And the metadata to, I'm not sure I've checked for that, so it's going to be 0. So once it's done, once that is done, you can also do a scan for these tools and see. Okay, let's click on consolidate here. To perform Ars enumeration and DNS, you have to configure it using the data you've already had. So you select all, then save. So now I can now scan using DNXS or scan using Ars enumerator. I have to configure this to select all, then go to, I can now go to save. So now I'll just click on scan. Same way, you want to enumerate cloud architecture. You save the configuration, then you can click on scan. To browse and find out which web servers are returning 200, 400, 500, then you have to use Katana. Katana is a spidering framework that's used to crawl, like the way Google bots crawl website. So you can configure it, add everything, select all. To add everything, save, then you ask it to scan. When it's done, it's going to give you a full attack surface of Tesla's domain. You can also lastly perform a nuclei scan to ensure that if there are any vulnerabilities, it's selected at least 9 templates. If there are any vulnerabilities, it will be able to detect them. So from the test so far, we have 1 ASN, 19 IP ranges, we have 627 domains, we have 2 cloud assets, and then we have 0 web servers live, because the attack is still ongoing. And this is how it is. I mean, you can view it in a graph for those who are more graphical or visual. Let me close this. So this is it about the tool. It's a great tool. I recommend it for anybody who is beginning bug bounty, or for even those who are in bug bounty and would like to upgrade or automate the process of reconnaissance. Make sure you check this tool out. It's called Arson, and all credit to the guys Jason Haddix and then Arson, who created this framework. Thank you. See you in my next video. And make sure you like, subscribe, and share. The other test is also ongoing, still at 3%, because the Tesla domain is so much. It's going to take time to populate. So make sure that you subscribe to my channel, like, share, and send all your comments. Let me know what you think about the tool. Is it worth it? Was it worth your time? Let me just know in the comment section. Thank you. Have a good day and enjoy a big bounty. Bye bye.